back to Stories for Shabbos. We had a great Hanukkah together, and now it's a regular Thursday night, Erev Shabbos Parshas Vayigash, and it's also the month of Teves. A couple of days ago on Gimel Teves, I think it was on Tuesday, it was the yahrzeit of Rav Chaim Shmulevitz. Rav Chaim Shmulevitz was the Rosh Yeshiva of the Mir Yeshiva, last generation. He was a big Talmid Chacham, a great teacher of Torah who had probably thousands of students, and he was also a great tzaddik. I want to tell you an amazing story about Rav Chaim Shmulevitz at the very end of his life. He was an old man, he lived a long life, he was very weak, he was lying in bed. It was just a little while before he died. He had very little strength. He couldn't get up to eat. He could barely get up to daven. He couldn't get up to get something off the bookshelf. He was lying in bed, old and sick, and people would take care of him. And sometimes his talmidim, his students, his friends would come to visit him. And one student came to visit him and said, "How are you doing, Rebbe?" And sat with him for a few minutes. And then he asked him, he said, "Rebbe, I have a friend, or maybe it's someone in my family, who's unfortunately very sick. He's not so old. It's a very difficult situation. Can you, Rebbe, can you daven for him?" And Rav Chaim Shmulevitz said, "Of course, I will daven for him." He himself was old and weak, but I will daven for your friend, I will daven for this person in your family, that he should have a refuah shlema. So the young man left visiting his Rebbe, and Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, who hadn't gotten up from his bed for, I don't know, hours, maybe even days because he was so weak, said to one of his children, "Please help me get dressed. I want you to drive me to the kotel." Rav Chaim Shmulevitz lived in Yerushalayim, but he was an old man. That wasn't such a simple thing. To get off of his bed, to get out of his apartment, to get into a car, to drive to the kotel, to get out. You know what the kotel's like, to walk from the parking lot to the kotel. That's already a little bit of a walk. It's hot outside to stand there. And they said, no, Father, Tati, you can barely get out of bed. We can't go to the kotel. He said, "Please help me get dressed. I want you to drive me to the kotel." They thought he was crazy. What's going on? He was old and he was sick. He could barely get out of bed. He said, "My Talmud said that somebody in his family needs tefillos, needs extra prayers for refuah shlema. I want you to take me to the kotel so that I can daven for him." And that's what he did. Somehow, almost miraculously, he got up, he got properly dressed, he got into the car, he was able to walk with some help and a walker from the car to the kotel so that he can daven to Hashem for refuah shlema for his Talmud's family member. What gave him strength at the end of his life? Not when he smelled something delicious that was cooking in the oven, not when there was something exciting that he wanted to see, not to go over and talk to somebody else or hear a funny joke. How did he find the strength to get out of his bed? When there was somebody who needed him to daven for them. That was the only thing that could give Rav Chaim Shmulevitz strength when he was old, when he was sick, just days before he passed away. He said, "If there's somebody who needs help, who needs tefillos, nothing will stop me. I'm going to go to the kotel and I'm going to daven for him." That's what a Rebbe is. That's what a Rosh Yeshiva is. Somebody who cares so much about other people that he'll do anything, even if it seems impossible, to take care of them and to daven for them. Shabbos, everybody.